Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Moose Good Life. Today we are going to cook a lemongrass chicken. Now, I find that when we're at the grocery store and we go to pick up some lemongrass and we grab a couple, and people often look at us and say, "Hey, like, how do you cook that? It's so hard." So here we're going to give it a cut here. We're going to slice it up. We've got a little bit of ginger off to the side. So cut it up like so, and we are going to put it into the blender. And on our show, we're going to show you a bunch of different ways to use lemongrass in your cooking. As you saw before, we used some in our fish, and this is another way to use the lemongrass to make a flavor in the chicken. Now, when we blend this lemongrass, we want to blend it really well. So take your time. We want it to be really fine, okay? Really fine. We're going to get all that flavor out of it. So really take your time to blend it. And there you go. This is what it looks like here. This is good. If you see your lemongrass like that, then you're pretty much done. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing with our ginger. Again, we want really small pieces here, okay? Because the reason for that is we want these flavors to soak into the chicken. So with these smaller bits, especially the lemongrass, because it's such a hard kind of texture, when it's really small, you won't be able to taste that when you cook your chicken, okay? You'll be able to taste the flavor, but you won't be able to taste the chunks. So here's our ginger. And our chicken, of course, we always wash it first and then dry it after. And then we're going to add some salt. Okay, we're going to just mix up our chicken. And get that salt through there. Next is going to be oyster sauce. About 1 tablespoon. And we're going to put a couple cubes of sugar. And then 1 teaspoon of soy sauce. It's going to be so tasty. And then we're going to add some dark soy sauce as well. Roughly 1 teaspoon. And then we're going to mix all those flavors into the chicken. Make sure we work that sauce into the chicken. Find using our hands is best. This is a very important part. Use your hands and you can press the sauce into the meat. Okay, you can see. Press that sauce in there. And that way it'll soak into the chicken. Now once all of that sauce is stuck to the chicken, then we can add the ginger and then we can add our lemongrass, roughly about 3 teaspoons. At this point, we're going to give this a stir, but we won't use our hands this time. We will use the spoon. We're going to add a bit of pepper. Now, the reason that we're going to use the spoon as opposed to our hands is if we use our hands, all that lemongrass and ginger is just going to end up sticking to our hands, okay? So by using the spoon, it keeps all that lemongrass and ginger in the sauce with the chicken. Okay? You see there's no sauce left at the bottom of the bowl. That's because we used our hands to press it into the meat earlier. Okay? It's a good little pointer for you guys. Now, after we're done, we're going to put this in the fridge, cover it for about 4 hours. Now, once we take it out of the fridge, as you can see, there's all that sauce is soaked into the meat. Now, let's pan fry our chicken. Now, this is chicken thighs we're using. All right, now we're using a little bit more oil than normal this time, as you can see. I know Halloween is coming up. I'm watching a lot of movies on TV, those Halloween movies. Friday the 13th. 1 through, what is it, like 1 through 8? Yeah. Lost track about how many movies there are Friday the 13th. Halloween, too. Got lots of them. Starting to really smell the chicken. It's good. Yeah, nothing on but horror movies now. Now, before we flip and turn our chicken, we're going to put that pan off to the side. Take a little bit of that heat off. That way it keeps all the skin together. All the chicken doesn't stick to the pan. That's nice and golden brown. A little bit crispy. That's why we put a little bit more oil in there. And then we're going to do the same thing to the other side. And it'll take a bit of time. But it's worth it. It is really worth it. Okay, we're going to put the pan back on the heat. Now, on Moose Moose Good Life, we've shown you many recipes. Basically, what we want to do on this channel is show you guys how to cook food differently, different ways. Hopefully you pick up a few tips here and there, learn a couple things, maybe try a different twist to making chicken or veal. And then you can try new things along the way as well. We like to think of some of this food as, almost a fusion. Sometimes we add soy sauce or dark soy sauce to traditional meals. Just give you different ideas, We can all learn together. That's basically the purpose of Moose Moose Good Life and what we want to do, what we want to show you, and what we want to share with you. You can see this chicken, and you can smell the lemongrass. I'll tell you, when you taste it, you really taste the flavor of the ginger and lemongrass. It's really soaked into the meat, which is nice and tender and moist. And if ever you're down in Adelaide, South Australia, stop by the Bavarian Grill food truck. Good German eats, chicken schnitzel, spätzle, sauerkraut, and bratwurst. If you're in Adelaide, South Australia, come on down to the Bavarian Grill food truck. Looks good und schmeckt gut. Check it out. Don't miss out. Adelaide, South Australia, the Bavarian Grill. Thanks again for watching Moose Moose Good Life, everyone. Hope you enjoyed the show. Please subscribe, share, and like. Good night, good food, and see you later.